The Blues missed the chance to gain ground on their fellow title chasers after conceding in the latter stages against Everton. Watch until the end of this review to hear all of my thoughts on yesterday's match. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my review of the match that took place yesterday evening at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League between Chelsea and Everton, which ended in a 1-1 draw. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this review is that firstly, I will run you through the lineup that was fielded at the start of the match by Thomas Tuchel. I will then be giving you guys my thoughts on the match itself, and as always, I will be breaking it down into the first half and the second half, and in addition to this, I'll be giving you guys the positives and the negatives that I took from the match. And lastly, I will be giving you guys my thoughts on Chelsea's upcoming Premier League fixture that will be taking place this Sunday at Molineux against Wolverhampton Wanderers, with kickoff at 2 p.m. UK time. So without further ado, let's get straight into this review. So we begin by taking a look at the lineup that Thomas Tuchel fielded at the start of the match. And as always, we are going to begin by talking about the formation that he chose. And of course, it was a 3-4-3/3-4-2-1, as pretty much everyone expected. But in terms of the personnel he chose to field, it was Edouard Mendy in goal. The back three was made up of Cesar Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva and Antonio Rudiger, from right to left that is. Moving on to the midfield four, it was Reece James in the right wing back position, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho in the two central midfield positions, with Marcos Alonso as the left wing back, and the front three from right to left was Mason Mount, Christian Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech. So that is the lineup that Thomas Tuchel fielded at the start of yesterday's match against Everton. Now I am going to give you guys my thoughts on the match, and yes, I will be giving you guys my thoughts on the first half to start off with, because of course that makes the most sense. But anyways, I felt as though we made a good start to the match. We were passing the ball about really well. We had some brilliant chances early on. One of them came through Reece James, which he really should have put away. He was put through, I think it was by Jorginho, down our right-hand side, of course. And he hit the ball, and I think it was saved by Jordan Pickford. I'll need to look at it again. But he was clean through, and he definitely should have done better. But as I've said already, I'll have to look at it again. But it was a chance that Reece James had in the early stages of the match. Mason Mount also had a chance where he got the ball down our right hand side, but he could only fire the ball wide. Slightly unlucky, but with the position in which he picked up the ball, you'd expect him to score, because let's be honest, he really should have scored there. But we had some glorious chances. Christian Pulisic had chances, Hakim Ziyech had chances. Quite a few of our players had some decent chances to take shots and get on the score sheet in the first half, because let's have it right, we really should have scored in the first half. But in terms of my thoughts on the actual performance, I thought it was actually decent. Yes, Everton did make it very hard for us to break them down, and you have to give them credit for that, um, because they did do really well to stop us from getting through. And when we did get through, there was often enough bodies at the back for Everton to deal with the threat really well and really efficiently, which I felt they did pretty well in parts of the first half. But I still felt that we really should have gone into the interval with a lead, because we had there was only one side um, that had created clear cut chances in that first half, and that was us. But overall, yes, I've done this slightly differently. But yes, overall, it was a decent first half. Um, I felt as though in parts of that first half we were passing the ball about really well and we were moving really well, but at times we were really slow on the ball and it made it easy for Everton to defend. Um, but it could have been a lot worse. But in terms of my thoughts on the second half, um, it was clear to see that Everton got a lot of confidence from the fact that they went into half time with um, without conceding a goal, because in the second half they were able to execute their plan to the next level. Yes, in the first half they did have opportunities to hit us on the counter attack, and they did do so on a couple of occasions with little to no success at all. I don't know why I keep closing my eyes, but anyways, um, and they really did catch us out on a couple of occasions in the second half. Um, they looked a lot more determined to attack us, and in the end, they got their reward. But anyways, I'll get onto their goal in a second, because not good. But anyways, the goal in which we scored was scored by Mason Mount. The ball came through, brilliant ball. Can't remember who passed it, but the ball fell to Mason Mount um, in the right hand side of the box, and he just fires it past Jordan Pickford. And for me, with the amount of chances we were creating and the very fact that we laid siege on their goal for most of the match up to that point, I felt as though it was a deserved goal. But shortly after that, shortly after we opened the scoring, we go and concede an equaliser. And I'm sorry, this is absolutely poor from us. I can't even pronounce the player's name. I think is Jared Branthwaite. I'll need to double check that one. But the Everton player got on the score sheet after the ball went into the box. Um, we gave away a free kick in a dangerous position, and the ball was whipped in. There was some sort of mix up at the far post, and no one was able to get to the ball to stop the Everton player from tapping it home. Let's have it right. Edouard Mendy is absolutely not to blame for it. It was nowhere near him. He would never have saved that. No keeper would have saved that. It was a great finish from them. But from our perspective, it's a poor goal to concede. And at that point, I just knew that we weren't going to win, because we were trying everything. We just weren't getting through as often as we were in the first half. I didn't feel as though we created as many chances in the second half as we did in the first, and that's me being completely honest. But yes, after that, Everton just made it really difficult for us to get through, and they deserved a point and they got it. So fair play to them. As for us, if we keep putting in these types of performances, especially um, in the defensive third and the offensive third, then we will not win the title. It is as simple as that. I hate to say it, because, of course, I want us to win this title. We haven't won it since 2017, but we have to do a lot better than this. We simply have to do a lot better than this. And that leads me on to the positives and the negatives that I took from the match. Unsurprisingly, I took no positives from that, because yes, we scored. Yes, you can argue that the performance was a bit better than the performance against Leeds United, but to have 23 shots on goal, 10 on target, and only one goal, and only score one goal is just not good enough. And for me, out of all the games we've played at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League where we've dropped points, for me, this is the worst one of the bunch because of the very fact that it was just clear that we were doing um, a lot more attacking than the away side was. But that's not me saying that Everton didn't deserve a point because they definitely did. It's just me saying that we seriously need to be a lot more clinical. But yes, I've pretty much just given away one of the points. But the first negative that I was going to give you is that the defending for the goal that we conceded was absolutely shocking. I've already elaborated on this, so I'm just going to leave it as that. The second negative that I took from the match is that we were anything but clinical. I'll say it again: 23 shots, 10 on target, and to have that many attempts and that many attempts on target and only have one of them see the back of the net is just not good enough. And I don't care about the fact that we had some of our attacking players out with the virus. It's no excuse because that team that we fielded was strong enough to beat Everton yesterday evening. And um, we need to sort it out sooner rather than later. Otherwise, we'll slip further down. Sorry, we'll be further away from Liverpool and Manchester City by the time in which we are due to face them. But yes, that's the second negative that I took from the match. And the last negative that I took from the match is the fact that we've dropped more points at home. Our home record is not too great this season. I'm going to be completely honest when I say that it needs to be rectified. We need to fix ourselves and we need to get out of this rut that we're in because it's not looking good. And if we keep this up, then we're in for a long December. But that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Um, Again, fair play to Everton. They did a job on us. As for us, I'll say it again, we need to sort ourselves out. This isn't good enough, and I hope Thomas Tuchel drills it into them. But anyways, do let me know what your thoughts on our match against Everton are in the comment section below, and as always, I'll do my very best to respond. Let's move on. Now, to finish off this review, I am going to give you guys my thoughts on our upcoming Premier League fixture that will be taking place this Sunday at Molineux against Wolverhampton Wanderers with kickoff at 2 p.m. UK time. Honestly, if we are to win, we have to do a lot better than we did against Everton because Wolverhampton Wanderers are a good side. They have been playing really well in some of their games this season. I felt as though they were really unlucky against Manchester City with the penalty decision. That was never a penalty in a million years. Um, and if we play the way we did or have been playing in some of our recent games, then they will definitely punish us because they're a force to be reckoned with. And yes, it did take them a while to get going under Bruno Lage, but they've gotten going. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I can't even speak. They've got going and they've been looking good. They've been looking good. Let's be honest, they really have been. So we have to be at it. We have to take this game seriously. Um, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. But that's all I can say for now. I'll see you all very soon. Come on, you Blues. Come on, Thomas Tuchel, and peace.